May the words of my mouth and meditations of all our hearts be pleasing to you, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Please be seated. I would like to try something a little different today. I'm going to invite you to walk with me on what some might call a faith walk to the cross. And on the way of this faith walk we're going to do together, you will need to use your imagination. There are no rules. You will hear conversations. You will see people. You will smell smells, but the Passover, people having barbecues or whatever they did in Jerusalem during the main festivals. Huge crowd, different ethnic groups, different languages being spoken. And along the way, we're going to hear some conversations. And I'll give you those conversations as we begin our walk. As we enter the area where Jesus is crucified, he's on the far end, approximately 100 yards away. We can see him, but we're really not sure who it is. And as we walk through the crowds, we hear some women speaking to one another. And one of the women says, "I'm certain that's him." "Him who?" asked another. "The man I met at the well. The man who had told me everything I had ever done. And he also told me that he would give me living water, even though he didn't have a bucket." I didn't understand at the time, but I'm sure that's him. And then I heard him say on another occasion that for those who believe in him, rivers of living water will flow from them to others. Yes, that's him. And we keep walking. We cut through the crowd, and we hear someone say, "Yes, that's him. That's the man who told me to get up and walk." "What do you mean?" "Well, I was sitting there laying on my mat by the pool, the healing pool of Siloam, for 38 years. But no one would ever help me get into the pool to be healed. And then this man comes along and he says to me, 'You want to be healed?' And I said, 'Yes, but no one will bring you to the pool.' And he just said, 'Get up, take your mat and walk.' Well, what did you do?" "I got up and I walked." But he got in a lot of trouble for that, for helping me. And I thought it odd that someone who did something so kind on the Sabbath would be chastened for helping me because I carried my mat, and they didn't like that. Now you're really curious about this man on the cross. So you continue to walk with me, and we're getting closer now. And we hear someone say, "He said something once about the Good Shepherd." I remember. He said, "The Good Shepherd is the one who lays down his life for his sheep." Yes, that's him. And he said, "My sheep hear my voice. They know me, and I know them, and they follow me." And then he said, "I am the Good Shepherd." And finally, we're very close to the cross now. And the scene is brutal. We see this person who is his mother and one of his disciples with her at the foot of the cross. And we see Nicodemus. And we recognize him because we know him. And we remember him as being the one who at one time in his life, because of fear, went to Jesus at night. And now here he is in broad daylight at the crucifixion scene, helping with Jesus' body. And as we watch, we see the centurion stab Jesus in the side, the water and the blood flow out, and remember the lady at the well. Living waters flow from those who believe. And as they're carrying Jesus away, we hear this final conversation. One lady says to another, I think I understand. And the other lady says, how can you understand? What is there to understand about this brutality? She said, I think this is where we come. This is the place we go, the foot of this cross with this man, for unconditional love and for unconditional acceptance. Because this is what love looks like. To give up one's life for another. The question I leave you with is this, and I leave it for myself as well. What story would we tell others about Jesus and how our lives have been transformed? Reborn, if you will. Born again. What kind of living water flows from us to others? And who have we had an opportunity to heal or to be healed by and maybe missed that opportunity? And yet Jesus continually invites us as the Good Shepherd to come to the cross where we receive and pass on unconditional love and unconditional acceptance. Amen.